Alright, good morning. This is Briacadata Games. Welcome back to my channel. Glad to be here. Let's see here. Let's get back into the Banner Saga. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I had an okay weekend. An okay weekend. Glad to be back. More supplies missing, the woman by a wagon says to you. And look, tracks right here. They look like children's footprints, but my husband and I followed them into the wilderness a ways. They meet up with some adult tracks, no telling how many. Hey, Void, good morning. Doing well. Doing well. Had an okay weekend. A little disappointed it's Monday already, but I had an okay weekend, and now I get to play a game. And it has dramatic music. How about you? Are you doing well? State of Decay 2, and you're with your wife. Oh, well, that's lovely. We're short on food here. Hey, Wayne, good morning. I just did the Back 4 Blood beta on Friday night. I played Diablo on stream on Friday, Diablo 2's beta, and then I jumped right into Back 4 Blood on my own. And it was pretty good. Like, if you like killing zombies, Back 4 Blood was pretty good. The Godstone for Ingrid, Goddess of Knowledge, looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Ivor shoos some children away from a solitary dredge, Slinger lying dead beneath the stone. Should we be worried about that, you ask Ivor, pointing to the dredge body. I don't think so, he replies. Still couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Hours pass without warning. Let's inspect the Godstone. Ingrid's Godstone is carved with ancient runes, which don't make much sense to you, though Ivan tells you some of the Menders have deciphered them. It's how the Menders learn the language of the gods. Past the largest stone, a long series of slabs contain more writing all the way down the hill. The odd thing, he tells you, is that writing occasionally changes depending on who is reading it. Usually describes the history of the gods, but it can be another topic, or about nearly any topic. Sadly, Ivan doesn't know how to read it himself. Juno could, he says. Pack up and move on. As you're ready to depart, you hear screams from near the main Godstone. The same boy so curious about the dead dredge before, shrieking and pointing. For a moment you think it must not have been dead. Then you see that they've opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Wait, says Ivor, his arm across your chest. This shouldn't be seen. Get everyone away. A chill sweeps over you. Alette pushes past and gasps. Stop, shouts Ivor. The curious onlookers have already seen it. Leave it. On the ground before the dead Slinger is a small stony figure, its hands searching for something it can't find. That's a baby. That dredge is a woman? We've been killing women? We've been slaughtering women and children this whole time? Leaving them to die? In a war, it's only the males who fight. We've been fighting these dredge the whole way. Why are women with children on their backs attacking us? They're not invading, they're running. Everyone stops dead in their tracks. The entire caravan is gathered around, aghast. When I spoke to Juno, she said something to me. When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. A darkness, something black is covering the world, and the dredge are running from it just as we're running from them. The serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Ivor, you knew? Why? Why didn't you say something? When I was young, I killed one of the Sunder during the Second Great War. We called it Raise. Every time we would build our defense, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated from the rest of the Varl and stumbled upon Raise deep in a snowstorm. Alone, she was nursing. I threw my axe. It twisted in the wind. Her son died in her arms. She was so pathetic, kneeling in the snow. She didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. That's how I killed Sunder. When I found my way to Grofheim, the Varl wanted to make me Kender, next to be king. I left, walked until I ended up in Skoger, where no one knew what I had done. The only sound is the wind blowing through the trees. Ivor the mom killer. For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do we do with the baby? She asks. A lump forms in your throat, looking at the small obsidian creature squirming before you. You plead a strong argument against taking the child of your enemies with you, pointing out that the Bellower is still bearing down on you even now. The debate reaches a feverish pitch before one of the Varl in the caravan walks forward and ends the thing's life. Pity for the dredge, he scoffs, shaking his head. You return to travel and try to put the whole episode behind you. Void, Wayne, thank you guys for being here. I'm glad you're here. I had a good weekend. I didn't sleep well last night, though. We have these parakeets. These budgies, small little birds. They got out of their cage last night and were making all sorts of noise. And it woke me up, so we had to chase them around the house trying to figure out where the hell they were. Like, I heard them fluttering around. We found one right away, but I couldn't find the second one. It was underneath the damn couch. You know, it's pretty hard to find a small parakeet in the house after you've been woken up from a deep slumber. But we were able to find it. But kind of got my heart racing because, you know, I had some anxiety. As I woke up and was chasing around a bird. So I couldn't get back to sleep. So 5 o'clock was coming around, I knew. But I decided to keep the stream going anyway. But the parakeets, they're a problem. Hopefully they're okay. I'll check on them this morning. You're making the usual rounds. We hear a rather loud debate coming from the area that Varl have gathered. Ivor joins you as you approach. Ubin, you'd rather be known for falling asleep and dying in the corner of a mead house than battling asunder? No, I'd rather be known for not dying. Don't even know what you're worried about. I did this 100 times in the Great Wars. Take some warriors, plow headfirst into the dredge. They follow you into the hills. Get lost, now they're not following you. When you did this 100 times, did they have a Bellower leading them? Have you heard about the time I hit Bellower in the head with a throwing axe? Both Varl halt their debate when they suddenly notice you watching. Careful, my friend. A lot of old history getting thrown around here. Warriors were just noting that there's a damn good number of dredge on our asses. Bellower pulling up the rear. This one thinks he can just wander up there and throw them off our tracks. How about some gratitude? Thought you'd be happy to be finally the oldest Varl in the land, Ubin. I'm never happy to lose more Varl, Krumer. Besides, I'm not convinced you're really older than me. That might work on Ivor, little one. I'm not asking for your blessing. In the old days, I'd already be halfway to the battlefield by now. Speaking of which, you coming, Ingvar? You could ask Bellower for your arm back. Don't think so. Not exactly in the mood right now. Alright then, I'll tell Harderbor you said hello. Krumer and a good many Varl warriors head out towards the growing army of dredge. Is he going to come back? He always has before. This time feels different, I fear. Alright. I'm about out of supplies. I was the last of my supplies. I've never run out of supplies before. Guess we'll see what happens. As you're nodding off to sleep, shouts of fire pull you back to attention. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon and a few tents. A woman cries out, "My boy," and points to a burning tent closest to the outlying Varl. Two of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire with terror in their eyes. Go in after the boy yourself. Wrapping your cloak around you, the smoke, flames, and tent become a blur as you grab the boy and slice through the back caravan with your hunting knife. You meet the ashamed look of the older Varl, while the crowd cheers on your heroic act. Unfortunately, the supply wagon did not make it. What in the depths was that about, you muttered to yourself. Something about the fire, Oddleaf tells you? I've heard of this before. They don't like it. It doesn't change what happened, you think to yourself. I am just losing people to death. Gather round, doubters, echoes a shout in the distance as Krumer and his band of warriors break through nearby foliage. And behold the invincible Varl. The caravan is thrilled to see Krumer return safely. Did the plan work? Asked Ubin. Work? Responds Krumer. Of course it worked. Same old dread. Should be another day or two at least before they even find their own asses. And if you apologize, I'll tell how I found these, Krumer says, tossing you a pair of leather gloves that look big enough for a Varl. He leans in close, whispering so Ubin can't hear. Had something to do with a raven's nest and a hair tie. Okay. Alright, we're almost to Sigerholm, which is good because I'm out of food. Out of supplies.
As Sigerholm approached us, we fear the worst. The once calm lake surrounding it now looks like a bowl that has been flipped. Proud home sinking into muddy water. A side effect of the quake. What has the rest of the world become on the other side of those mountains?
So guys, I talked to a video editor yesterday about making some videos for my stream. I'm talking to him this evening again. We're going to see if we can get something worked out where he can make me some videos. I think it should be good. It should be good to have some videos on my stream. You know, they progressively will get worse as my stream goes on. Just like my stream. I'm really looking forward to the video. One catastrophe to another, said Oddleaf as you pull into Sigerholm. The town appears to be sinking into the lake. Townspeople peek from dark windows and makeshift hovels further up the hill. No, says Ivan, looking frantic. Where is she? He runs to the front of the caravan, looking out over the water. Juno isn't here, and you get the creeping feeling you're not welcome either. Going upriver looks out of the question. The beach is bare, aside from the occasional skeleton of a ruined fishing boat. You reluctantly set up camp in the sinking town. All I'm saying is, how long are you willing to wait? While taking stock of caravan, you inadvertently walked into a debate between Oddleaf and Ivan. As long as we need to. And I think we need to get out of here. I don't feel good about this place. Why? What's wrong? Something doesn't feel right. The people are here staring at us like those vultures in the waste. I'm sorry, Ivan. I think Oddleaf is right. I saw a man the whole time we were setting up. He was just watching me in a creepy way. And how long before the dredge find us here? Juno will come. Just give it a little more time, Rook. Listen to me. I need you to trust me on this. Alright, let's take a look at... let's go to the market here. I only have 24 renown, so I can upgrade one person, but then the rest has to be for... That's a lot of renown. Let me see how many supplies I can buy. That's 7 days worth. Let's talk to Ivan. You're really worried about her, aren't you? What? Oh, Juno? Worry doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here or something's happened to her, are you sure what you saw was real? It could have been a dream, or I don't know. You're pretty exhausted. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure anymore. Everything's a blur. Don't tell the others I said that. I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. What's it like to be a Mender? Being a Mender, I guess I never really thought about it. It's just part of me. I knew very young that I would join the Order. Born into it, you could say. My mother and father are both menders. The guild is for lots of people now, builders and healers. Did they all pull lightning out of the sky? No, that's not normal. It's one of the reasons I know Juno. She's one of the council. She helps me control things like this, so we don't end up scaring people. Well, the hardest part is usually seeing the threads. Everything is part of the tapestry. It's part of the threads woven together. If you can see the threads, you can manipulate them. I don't know how to explain it, really. It's like trying to play a harp with invisible strings. Look at my staff, for example. Some menders carve intricate patterns in the wood to help them remember the shapes of, or, like I said, hard to explain. I saw Grofheim as it burned. Sunder blew through it like tempest. The Varl fell in the thousands. Most of the Sunder left the city and headed south. Who knows where they are now? They might be destroying every town they come to, or heading towards Aberung. Bellower stayed in Grofheim just for the sport of it, I think. As we fled to Einertoft, I thought he might just want to wipe the Varl off the map completely, but then he came after us. Maybe he knew Ivor was the one who killed Reyes. Maybe, but let's just make sure he doesn't catch up. Do you think this is the end times? I don't know what to think. I wish I could give you a better answer. Even if we escape the dredge, the serpent said a darkness was covering the world. I don't know how long that will take, or what it means even. I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. Menders are in Aberung. If we can find ships and make it to the capital, we might have a chance. And he's done talking. Alright, let's see if we can rest a little bit. Scuffle is broken out in front of the houses. Thieves, shout one of your people as a group of strangers flee from your camp. Oddleaf is already running their direction. They took our supplies, you hear from nearby. I gotta chase the thieves. And we still lost supplies. And we've got it ready for battle now. God damn it. I was just wanting to rest. Like, they never let you rest. Let's rush right in here. Did not expect him to rush her. One down. Dude, really? Like, what the fuck? Hmm. Oh, fuck that. One guy had no chance. One girl. I am not doing so great. All right. Victory. Doesn't feel like a victory. Thieves scatter pretty quickly when you start laying into them, but when you return to the caravan, you discover why. Even more supplies have gone missing before you've rushed out to fight. Oh, come on. Random assortment of people from the caravan confront you. Listen, we don't feel safe here. I don't know anything about Minders or whatever, but we're going to leave, and I hope you'll join us. It's like a couple dozen people. Farmers, people, fighters, all the same. All right. Do we ford the river, like Oregon Trail, caulk the wagons and float across, pay some locals to help, or detour around the flooding? Alright. We immediately need to camp here. Let's just camp. We lost a bunch of supplies already. How many days do I need here? Krumer's the only one still injured. I guess that's good. Let's continue on. All right, let's try to continue here. I only have 3 days worth of supplies now. After all that. A boy has gone missing from the caravan, along with a good number of supplies. The boy's younger brother begins to sob. Some men in the woods made us, said we had to give them food or they'd kill us, and don't tell nobody. My brother went over there, he points. Oh. Send the younger brother and ambush them on the next trade. Alright, I got a couple of supplies back, so we're back up to 4 days. As you're about to head off to sleep for the night, Onif pulls you aside. I have a couple of concerns I wanted to speak to you about in private. You find a quiet place to talk. What's on your mind? How well do you know the people traveling with us? How many strangers are in the caravan now? Who are you worried about? I've been watching folks since I joined you. Your companions from Skoger, they're loyal. I mean, it seems pretty clear they die to protect you. I suppose I do the same. What about the Varl? You don't even know half those warriors. You're telling me they have no problems following a man's orders now? After everything that happened in Einertoft? He's fearless, I'll give you that, but look at him, he's run ragged. He can't be there all the time. What happens the first time the Varl don't want to do what you tell them? If Krumer gave the word, I guarantee at least half would follow. Let's be honest, they could take this caravan by force at any time if they wanted to. Okay, this guy's not very trusting, is what I'm gathering. Okay. Onif is paranoid. Your vision blurs and blood fills your sight. You gasp again. There's a bird whistle at the camp. Becomes a blurred motion. Onif's fighters from Frostfeller leap into action, cutting people down. As Oddleaf turns to fire on the men, Onif runs her through and pulls the blade from her back without even breaking his stride. She drops like a sack of flour. Onif heads straight for Alette, who freezes in unbridled terror. You rise to your feet through the pain. Oddleaf is dead. Somehow you find the strength to cleave the nearest traitor in two, but you can't find the breath to shout. You think your lung might be punctured. Onif clutches Alette's wrist amidst the commotion, tosses her bow aside and pulls her into the deep woods. Her eyes meet yours across the campsite. No, her lips say, though you can't hear the words. A dozen men appear between you as Ivor steps into view, as fearsome as you've ever seen it. Uh-oh. Oddleaf is dead. She was like my best fucking person, man. I mean, really. And I've got 2 injured people. Oh, this is all ridiculous. I spent so many points on Oddleaf. That fucking Onif. Hmm. Alright, let's see how we do here. No way, and I won't be doing that. I might not play through a second time, though. There's a lot of choices you can make, which is cool. But they have a second and third one that kind of continue the story. So if I'm going to play through, I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Just focusing on part 2 and 3 of this. I'm going to take a little time, though. I really enjoy this so far, but... Alright, that one's dead. Not looking good for my boys here. Let's see. We've got him surrounded. Alright. Won the battle, but I lost the war there. Lost Oddleaf. A bunch of my people are injured. Lost some Onef. He was on my team, even though he is a traitor. Traitorous bastard. Where is Alette? Shouts Ivor, tearing through the nearest bandit. If you're already hobbling into the deep wood before where they've disappeared, ignoring the battle raging behind you. In a haze of pain, you start to think that you've lost their tracks. Then you hear Alette screaming in the distance, followed by silence. You tear through the trees. In a small clearing, Alette lies with her back against a tree. Her hands and her clothes are covered in blood. She stares vacantly ahead, unblinking. Beside her is the body of Onef, an arrow buried in his right eye as if placed there by hand. She looks in your direction and then at Onef. I killed him, she says. Alette, are you alright? You cringe as much from the pain as the appearance of Alette after her bloody struggle with Onef. No, I'm not hurt. I had no choice. Dad, your chest, you're bleeding. Suddenly, she is at your side, putting pressure on the wound. I can fix this. Where's my needle? Oddleaf, anyone? Ivor, I found them. Just as your sight goes black, you see Ivan, Ivor, and Alette standing over you. He's going to make it? Your eyes open to the sound of Alette's voice. Normally, a wound like that, I only hope I did enough. I'll survive. Dad! Alette stops herself from hugging your bandaged chest, pulling your head to her instead. Words come out easier than you expected. Oddleaf? It's a good thing Ivan was here. She's going to pull through, though it was a nasty wound. We managed to kill most of those traitorous sons of bitches, and the rest fled into the woods. There were a lot of people I couldn't save. You did everything you could, Ivan. Nobody expects you to raise the dead. Ivan frowns deeply, putting a hand to his forehead. Why did Onef do this, Rook? He was talking to you right before it happened. He'd been planning it all along. I think that much is clear. Ekkel killed a good half dozen of Onef's men by himself. He told me Onef was running Frostfeller the whole time. He left Frostfeller behind when he saw a better opportunity. Guess that relationship is over. Ekkel was always just the barking dog you put in the yard to find out who your enemies are. It was no accident Onef went after those of us from Skoger. He must have thought with us gone, he'd take the banner and the rest would fall in line. Or at worst, they'd take all the supplies for themselves and leave the rest as dredge bait. We have to be more careful. We can't just let anyone join the caravan anymore. We'll be more cautious. Alright. Wayne, have a good day. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Look who it is. Still not dead. How are things, Rook? I can never guess with you, Ekkel. I heard you helped drive off the traitors when Onef attacked us, and it leaves me always wondering, what's your deal? It's not so hard to understand. Why don't you try asking instead of telling? Alright, this guy's a bit crazy. Onef was a traitorous bastard. Okay, good. Ekkel's a decent person, I guess. Let's talk to Oddleaf. Oh man, I'm glad Oddleaf pulled through. Alette had to kill somebody too, which I think there's like an achievement for not happening. Like, it's preferred that she isn't. Alright, most people are going to be okay in one day, so we're going to go ahead and promote this guy. This will make him rank 5, which is the highest rank. I think it's the highest rank. And Oddleaf, I'm going to move into my party instead of Ekkel. Although Ekkel did an alright job, I'm going to give him credit. Credit where due. I'm going to hold off on promoting him, though, in case I need more supplies at the next stop. I'm going to rest, though. And now we're going to be on our way. Morale declined. I'm not shocked by that. Like there's a camp up coming. A flurry of snowfall seems to come out of nowhere and quickly thickens until you're unable to see the man in front of you. You shout out a complete halt, but the screaming winds drown out the sound. A day passes before the blizzard abates and clansmen start to reappear from the snowdrift. It quickly becomes apparent that not everybody is where you last saw them, and a quick search of the area is not enough to recover all the missing clansmen. While calling out for missing family and friends, the clansmen trample the snow into a boggy slush. Any chance of finding tracks are soon lost, and the caravan slowly submits to their solemn failure. Alright. Lost 32 more clansmen. Now we're out of supplies again. We made it to some camp. Villages here are completely oblivious to the destruction that is coming. All we've seen is some dark figures far off, they tell you. Aside from new young families, they're reluctant to pick up their things and join you. Alright. It's a good thing I held off, because we need some supplies, but this is not going to get us very far. That's 4 days. Morale is poor. You know, I think the worst thing I did in this game was I spent like 100 renown early on items, and I shouldn't have. Stop, a resolute voice calls from somewhere in front of you. The surrounding terrain comes alive with armed fighters surrounding the caravan. No need for bloodshed, the leader says. Leave a couple wagons and pretend you never even stopped here. I'm guessing you have no idea the Dredge are on their way, you shout. If that's the case, friend, says the leader, we need those supplies more than ever. Without even a glance to his men, the attack begins. Alright, well. Go ahead and fight. Let's get this guy some items, though. And she's dead. That's how you do it. Apparently how you lose your guy, too. motherfucker. Man, what the hell? Does somebody always have to be injured after I'm done with these fights? Like, why can't one person get through without being injured? It's a 50-50 shot. She might get a kill. Alright, there we go. Coin toss. Victory. Alright, we're gonna keep on marching. Up ahead, a scout shouts, "Some giant hall, but it's empty." You approach the structure, but recognize none of the markings. The walls seem unsteady at best. Finally, sleeping beneath a roof, you overhear several families begin unpacking. Whomever left here may have had good reason, you tell the caravan, but after a few tiring hours of searching for clues, you have no answers. The frustration for the wasted time is apparent on the clansman's face. Sleep in the old hall. Cheers erupt as people flood into the building. A Varl leans against a supporting pillar. It cracks and brings down a portion of the massive roof, crushing a number of clansmen beneath it. Sadly, the rubble is too deep to recover their bodies, and you leave the building but behind with regret. Oh, man. I can't catch a fucking break. You know, this game came with a soundtrack, and I kind of just want to listen to the soundtrack the whole way through. It's got really good music, but I'm not focused on it because of the story. The imposing godstone of Bjorulf approaches. His severe visage makes it feel like he's watching you even now. The caravan spreads out, happy to be free of the confining forest and in open fields. Hogan pulls you aside to show you some red berries growing in an ash tree that looks like it was chopped down long ago. "These shouldn't be growing here," he says excitedly. "I haven't seen these in a long time." He and Mogan busily go about collecting the berries. In fact, in honor of Bajorf, some of the caravan crack kegs of meat and wine before anyone can stop them. To the only gods that matter, they shout. Everyone drinks, and they're glad for the merriment that has swept over the caravan. You look up at the godstone. Fjord's head surrounded by images of Cask and drinking horns. Though he was always depicted as being stern, Bjorf was one of the most popular gods and men in Varl, the one who taught them how to brew. It seems like more than coincidence that long fields around Bjorf's stone have always been excellent for growing anything you could need for a good drink. What exactly are these, you ask Hogan? When I would travel Bjorsgard with my father, sometimes he'd buy us a few of these, Hogan replies. Couldn't be luckier, fine. See for yourself. You try one and you can feel energy returning to your tired limbs. Not taking a few more would be a wasted opportunity, you figure. As the hour becomes late, the caravan is eventually ready to get back on the road. The day by Bjorf's stone is one of the few memories that hasn't been tarnished by the specter of bad fortune, you think to yourself. Got a Tistleberry. Oh, jeez. Back on the road, no supplies. There's a town up ahead, but we're probably 2 days out. Thieving bastard, you awaken here. The small band of outlaws who had previously joined the caravan made off with a substantial number of supplies while everyone slept. The watchman tells you. Why in the depths were they allowed to join us to begin with?
Reinvik is more of a smattering of farmhouses than a proper town. Though judging by stray dredge stalking through empty fields, it is barely even that anymore.
Getting ready for a fight here with the dredge. How did the dredge make it so deep into this country? Reinvik comes and goes as a long series of farmhouses abandoned and crawling with dredge. Farmers have probably already fled to Borsgard. You try to hurry past, but are eventually spotted. Dredge start ambling in your direction. What is that? Points out Oddleaf, up near one of the longhouses. In the distance, a large person, clothes seemingly covered in blood, is cursing loudly and stumbling about. He staggers into a longhouse, laughing. The dredge, heading in your direction, turn back, roaring, and begin to pound on the longhouse door. They seem to be holding a grudge against this particular person. You doubt the door will hold. Do I rush to help or lead the dredge away? I'm gonna help this person. He seems crazy and the dredge hate him. Alright, we're gonna have to fight. Alright, well, let's just go for it. I can almost kill that one. Ah, the traps. Oh man, almost killed this one again. Rook's getting in some good licks on these guys, but doesn't seem to be enough to kill anybody. And he's down. The range on these guys is crazy. Alright, Rook's pretty solid. I can't let him die, or I'm screwed. Like, from a story perspective, he's just not allowed. Alright, there we go. With the dredge taken care of, you return to the caravan and the people are relieved to see you. You can't be sure what happened to the man in the longhouse, but at least your conscience is clean. Alright. Down 2 more fighters, 7 clansmen, 3 Varl. Keep losing people to, I guess, hunger at this point. Ahead you find what appears to be a good number of peasants surrounded by brigands. One of the armed men looks over his shoulder and says, "Gods be damned, this is all I need. Listen, don't interfere, and one of these supply wagons is yours." While you're remaining silent, the peasants plead with your eyes. "Nothing concerning you," he replies, "and before you start telling me otherwise, these are my clansmen. Thought they could run off with every scrap of food in the village. Now all I want is you to move on, so take your share or don't." We're going to take the supplies and leave. Alright, that's 3 days worth of supplies. Which is going to turn very slowly to know. Hey, Baba Booey. Adam, right? I'm gonna keep saying Baba Booey though. Let's rest. I can rest for a day. It's as good as it gets. Back on the road. Scout returns with the nearly frozen child. I almost stepped on her in the snow. Looks like she must have been running from something, he says. Patches a blue mottle her pale skin, but her chest rises and falls ever so slightly. Even just carrying her along would kill her in a stake like this, says a woman. We could be in danger, here points out another. Alright, healers are going to heal the girl and we're going to keep moving. Hope you had a good weekend. Glad you're here.
Steep cliffs, the sprawl of Boersgard comes into view. A city of contrasting rich and poor, opportunity and gamble. Our best hope for salvation, or our graves.
Alright, we made it. Chapter 7, The Slayer and the Slain. Chapter 7 is the last chapter. Yeah, Chapter 7 is the last chapter. So I could beat this game today. Just depends on how this last chapter goes. I don't know how long it's going to be. The game itself is only like 10 hours long. So I've been playing for, I don't know, 8 or 9. So it just, we'll see how this goes. Finally, you arrive at Boersgard, where the walls stretch for miles in both directions and are littered with the bodies of dredge Varlin men. Excuse the mess, shouts a voice from above the gates. Looking up, you spy a striking Varl, his face wreathed with black, matted hair. Movement at the gate catches your eye. Dredges are still banging on the gate doors without luck. Let us in, you shout. Show me something worth keeping, he shouts, gesturing towards the dredge. You've got to be kidding me, mutters Olive as she knocks an arrow. When they open the gate, there's going to be one more corpse. Okay. Great. Well, shit. I guess I'm going to take Ivor out. Let's take off his item first. I guess I could promote him. I like that he's a strong arm and he's missing an arm. That's clever. Let's take him out. As much as I like Ivor, we gotta move him out of the party, and we're gonna get Crazy Ekel in. We're gonna give him an item. Guess that's gonna have to do. All right. Oh, it's okay. I don't know anything about this game either. I guess we're gonna go with that. See how that goes. big guy down. Two guys down. Music's good though, right? I think we can all agree on that. Music in this game is pretty solid. You do need to buy this one. This is the Banner Saga, which is a trilogy. This is the first part of it. You can buy them separately. You don't have to buy them all together. Move him down here, I guess. I own all three. I own the whole trilogy. Well, you know, it's, maybe you can get it on sale or free. Like, if you have Twitch, you know, they give out free games through Amazon. Sometimes, the games are pretty good. Maybe this will be one of the games. I think it was at one point one of the free games. Oh my god, that guy just, like, fucked me. Well, a lot of people have games without buying them. You know, I have a ton of games. I have a whole library of games I haven't bought. Like, Epic Games gives you free games. Oh, that hit my own people. I didn't know that could happen. I'll see you later. Have a good day, okay? Another victory. The Menders finally noticed what was going on, huh? Then we're either saved or completely screwed. I'm Rook. We've come a long ways, some as far as Skoger. Are you in charge here? In charge of the governor, I suppose. Listen, if you have something to tell him, say it now. Otherwise, you're on your own. I don't care where you go, but stirring up trouble is probably the only reason you'll see me again. It won't be to talk. Minder, come along. We're going to see the governor. Bulwark leaves with Ivan, who goes willingly, signaling that he's fine. Fane, this is just like Frostfeller all over again. This is nothing like Frostfeller. The one in Bearskin is probably leading the Ravens. Ravens? Is that good or bad? It depends on who they're working for. Hopefully it really is the governor and not someone trying to strong-arm their way into his seat. I guess we wait for Ivan to tell us if he comes back. I'm not worried about Ivan. I'm worried about the army of refugees we brought who don't belong here. You're probably right. Nobody ever uttered a nice thing about Borsgard. So what now? We gotta go to the docks and see what our options are, in case we need to leave quickly. Did you notice the city guards when we came in? What guards? I have a feeling the Ravens are all they've got left. Something serious went down. And when Bellower gets here, he's going to walk right through this place without even breaking a stride. Let's keep that to ourselves for now. So the docks. Alright. Let's go to the market first. I cannot afford enough supplies. I want to upgrade Oddleaf, but I can't yet because she hasn't gotten another kill. Alright, let's go to the market. Let's just get some supplies. Let that be my focus. I'm going to buy the maximum. And then we're going to rest. Oh, is there a way to rest? No, I can't rest. Fuck that. Okay, docks. When you get to the docks, your heart sinks. Not a long ship to be seen, aside from wrecks. Bodies afloat in the water. Buildings are trashed and boarded up. What happened here, murmurs Alette. They're all gone, says Ivan, approaching alone. I see you had the same thought as me. Ivan, you're okay. I'm fine. It wasn't a lie. The governor is here. He's in hiding. Why? Since the dreads started appearing, anyone with a ship and half a wit left long ago. People can't leave by foot. Food is scarce. The markets are bare. Borsgard is a fire keg waiting for someone to tip it over. So the governor is paying the Ravens to protect him against his own people and keep the peace, so to speak. It's more like a massacre anytime there's a hint of an uprising. Where does that leave us? I promised him the Minder's protection in Aberang. I don't think he's very popular there. We're going to start tearing this place down to build new ships. We can ride the Ormsa River all the way to the capital, leaving another perfectly good city behind. How long will it take to build new ships? Hold on, what happens to the people living in Borsgard? It's the best I could do, Alette. He thought it could take as long as a month. You don't usually make ships out of scrap lumber. As soon as people figure out what's going on, there are going to be riots in the streets. A month? Why bother? Bellower will be here within the week, if not sooner. I'm open to suggestions. Gods be damned, is there no end to this? Ivor roars in frustration, leaving you stand by the docks. Let gives you a worried look before chasing after him. Ivan, what do we want? What do we do about Bellower? Ivan says nothing for a moment. I don't know. Alright. I've got to just chill out here for a month, I guess. Find Ivor standing on the city walls overlooking the fields outside. Dredger keeping their distance but continue to gather. I'm okay, Rook. Ivor cuts you off before you can say anything. You know he's been through worse. Just feels like someone should cut us a break every now and then. If we want to be standing a month from now, we're going to have to be prepared. What do you have in mind? First off, our clansmen need a place to stay. They'll get torn to pieces out in the streets. I'll keep an eye on the dredge up here. If they break through the walls, we're done for, so we have to keep them back. Could always use a hand with that. We need to know who's controlling what and make sure we get our cut. Food's going to become scarce. And when they start building those ships, we're going to have to keep people away. What a damn mess. I'll do what I can. Ivor explains, I'm leading attacks with Ivan every time the dredge get too close to the gates. Listen, we're going to lose fighters in Varl every day like this. I don't need to tell you what happens if nobody's manning the wall. We could always use help. Let's find a source for supplies first. I checked around, Oddleaf tells you, and nobody has food, or they won't part with it for a fair price, and our medicine has been gone for days. They're either gouging the prices or it's just plain gone. She She doesn't say it, but you can tell that this is going to be a serious problem. You find the massive leader of the Ravens along the docks, where they're doing their best to keep a growing number of people in check while the boats are being constructed. You question him about food supplies. Should have brought your own, he says. I can't go giving it out to every other person in Beauregard. I kill every last bastard in the city for some good mead, though. This place has been dry for weeks. Looking for mercy from me? I'd rip your head off the spot if it were part of a contract. Okay. Well, food's an issue. Ivor points out the dredge along the wall. There's a lot more of them, and they're getting braver. Lost a fair number of fighters since yesterday. We could use your help if there's nobody left to defend the walls. Krumer, you shout, calling around the ward leader. This is your expertise. Are you willing? Krumer is more than happy to switch off leading the charge, giving Ivor a break between fights. He spends the rest of the day showing your complex war strategies to reduce losses. And we're officially out of food. This is bad, says Ivan, as Ivor points across the battlefield. Aside from the fact that we're up to our next dredge, a stone singer showed up. We've been losing warriors left and right. If we don't deal with it, this wall will come down by the end of the day. Dad, there's a riot at the docks. Alette runs up to you, out of breath. They're trying to smash up the boats. When you calm her down, she says the Ravens are out there, but she's worried that things could get out of hands. Oh, man. I think either way we're going to have to fight, but I think the wall is probably the most important thing right now, right? But we can't lose the boats. Alright, we're going to defend the wall. This is the best I can do, I guess. It's a losing situation. Okay. Let's move Krumer out. Let's put Ivor back in. All right, let's go. All right, I'm going to be doing what I can to knock these guys out immediately. There we go, one down. That's the guy we gotta knock out, that stone singer. Uh-oh. He's gonna kill her. Oh, that was lucky. And he's going right for Odd Leaf, which I do not appreciate. Okay, well, hang out. Hang out as long as you want. Or as long as you can. Hey, happy birthday. That's great. Are you doing anything fun for your birthday? My birthday was 2 weeks ago. I had pizza and cake. Aw, that's lame. Alright, got him. The victory. Foes lie dead at your feet. Alright, that covers the Stone Singer. This morning, says Ivor, I saw him. Bellower's here. I think it won't be long now. Ivan leaned silently on a staff nearby. One of your clansmen comes to you out of breath. Rook, things are real bad. Look, there's nothing you can do at this point, but a lot of caravan have been robbed. Killed, just disappeared. Those of us left are going to split up and hide where we can. Wanted you to know in case we somehow pull through this. He runs off, clearly stressed. You grimace, wondering if this could have played out another way. Alright, let's investigate the riots. Let's just rest. Ivor, you began. Can we really keep this up? Ivor looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters. The weight of the situation is crushing. Then, far from the distance, you hear a horn. Dredge don't use horns, it occurs to you. Ivan appears at your side, just as a long caravan of people come into view. Dredge turning to attack them. Who is that, you ask? It can't be. He runs towards the gate, shouting, You see their banners? It's a Khan. As you wonder how they got here, the gates are heaved open, and you charge onto the field, clearing a path through Dredge. Thank you for the Phoenix Down. I think you'll find that the Phoenix Down keeps me going. Should I promote her to 3? I guess I'm going to. It's the best I can do. Alright, we're battling again. Oh, yeah, grats on the emote. I love my emotes. I spent a bit of time and money getting those put together. Okay, I hope this is the last battle because there's a lot of scary looking dudes here. All right, have fun on your birthday. I'm glad you're another year older and wiser here. Oof. That was a good hit. I always feel like if I can break these big dudes, the rest of them are pretty easy. That's both the big dudes, so I think we'll do okay. That one's almost dead. If we're all just cut through everything. Let's see, what can I do here? I'm gonna move up. Yeah, let's kill that one. He's down. I haven't lost anybody yet. I mean, there's still a chance. And there it is. I was doing pretty well. Okay. That's all of them. The person who died is one of my better characters. Juno! I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, Ivan. She smiles and they embrace. Ivan is completely taken aback, as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. I'm sorry I couldn't make it at Sigerholm. I ran into problems. Problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon practically splitting the world in two over those hills. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, dredge are practically falling out of it like blood from a wound. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. We noticed. Glad to see you made it out alive, Yngvar. I take it the others didn't? Hakan becomes quiet, then he motions towards Juno. She got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. We need every axe we can get right now. Bellower is here. Gods be damned. I thought I was free of that menace. I will deal with Bellower. Come on, no need to tempt him by standing out here. Khan's caravan enters the city, fighting off waves of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safe in Borisgard. Hakan joins you on the wall. Behind him, the Prince Ludin stands alone, looking miserable. It's clear they have no love for each other. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Ivan. You must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Ivan's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you. Rook, come with me. We'll return in 2 days, maybe less if you're quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. Where? Why? Not far, says Juno. She pauses and something shifts in your vision for just a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head, and you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away, but you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. Okay. Just me and her out on a trip. You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge, who are all facing toward an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. We're at the Godstone of Stravis. She glanced nervously around, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay, you can speak, softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks at Seer instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehensions, though. Who are you? I wish we had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I'm on the Mender Council. You've met Ivan, my apprentice. How are you doing those things? Controlling minds. I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You're right, Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teachings given in the Loom Mother's first creations. We're called Valka. I believe I am the only one who can influence others' minds. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them, though even some Valka have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower, it is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. Truth is, we're rarely a match for the Sunder anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Valka. It is also our weakness. The Valka pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sunder simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence, to a point. Then how do we stop him? The God of Secrets will play a part, as will you. Do you know of the god Stravis? Few know the stone exists, even amongst those who have lived their whole lives in Borisgard. While Dingle deals in fortune, Stravis taught men the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has consequences, two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of this silver. The god Stravis is wreathed by imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The Menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. They seem to be drawn to the Godstone. There are many things we don't know about Stravis. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. Does Stravis have something to do with the serpent in Einertoft? What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't? I have my suspicions, but until I have had time at the Minder libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. For all our knowledge, it seems as though we know little. Imagine how the rest of us feel. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. Why didn't you take Ivan or Hakan? Why did you choose me? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Ivan must keep Borsgard from falling while we're away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived at Borsgard. You were the only one I knew I would return. I knew would return. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alette no matter what. Let's get what we need and go. Indeed, you'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of the metal. We'll forge it into an arrow to slay Bellower. Wait, after everything you've told me, make a magic arrow to shoot Bellower. That's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? No, that is not all it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower. Even if we were to strike his heart, he has no physical weaknesses. But it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, I will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead. That's the most insane. He really can't be killed? No, someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First, we must make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the Godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Rook, I'm not certain how the dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop. So be careful. Approaching the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of the silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely, held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. As you climb, you can't help but notice a stony mask of dredge lined up before the Godstone, like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearly immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The dredge do not react. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. Well done, she says. As you walk back through the dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers in the shaking in your hands does not subside for hours. Godstone Stravis complete. You approach the gates of Borsgard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you were gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you're done. Okay. I have enough supplies now. I'm going to get this. Eyeless Rift. That looked never deflected. That's pretty good. And I'm going to use the rest of my info to promote people. So that's a level 5 person. Let's make I'm gonna use Hakan if I can. He's pretty awesome, right? this Bowmaster in. Bursey. I don't remember Bursey. I guess Eric? I don't remember Eric either. Look at those eyebrows though. Alright. Let's look at the gear. Oh, you know what? I want Ivan in. He's more important than Eric, I think, because he's level 5, right? He's injured for 2 days, though. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. Quick break. Alright, I'm back. Welcome on into the new people coming to visit. We are nearing the end of... What the hell is this game? The Banner Saga. Looking forward to seeing how it ends. The story's been really good so far. Let's go... Let's see. We are going to go into the crafters and try to get a silver arrow. It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets started. Let watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. I talked with Ivan a long time while you were gone. He told me a lot about Juno. Is she really as powerful as he said? It certainly seems that way. That might be the most luck we've had so far. Dad, I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure. Come on, who else is going to do it? Ivor? Alette, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what Let me do it. What? Why not? Because you think I'll get hurt? What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skoger feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because you know I'm a better shot. I have a better chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this. For once, let me decide what happens to me. I know you can do it. Alright. I just gave her the only magic arrow that can stop Belor. I hope that doesn't mean I have to invite her to my group, because I have not leveled her. Not a single bit. There he is. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There's little time. Belor knows we're here. Whether he's waiting for more of his forces to arrive or simply wants to starve us out first, I cannot tell. But he will not expect a direct attack. Is this a joke? How are we going to do that? I will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead the charge from here. With luck, Belor will send his armies away from himself to meet you. What about the ravens? They may protest. They will not. I've arranged a task for them. Even if you make it to Belor, what chance is there of defeating him? We saw what happened at Einertoft. That thing can't be killed. Juno shows him the arrow that you had forged from the Godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eyes. We only have one. Do not miss. And bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all my concentration to keep the other dredge from swallowing us up. I cannot join in battle. And if we kill Belor, then what? The dredge will just wander away? That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain. This is a doomed plan. Help us hold out here until the ships are finished. And then what? Belor will hound our every step, all the way to Aberron, where I am certain more Sunder await. Now is the time to speak to loved ones in the memory of any god that pleases you. Rest. In the morning we slay asunder. Alright, I think I'm going into the last battle. Let's look at the market here. Is there anything else I should buy? There's a dragon stone, which has 3 will, and a world hook. And an obsidian ring. I can only buy one thing, so I guess let's go with 2 strength. Let's give these guys some items real quick. My team is ready. And we're going to go fight a Belor. The silence is what you remember. You rise in silence and walk through empty streets. Upon the wall, 2 armies stand quietly watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today, one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which side we stand. Oh, fuck. I do have to take a let? Fuck me. Fuck me. I should have leveled her this whole time. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, here we are. Ready for battle. Maybe a let will not be complete shit. If a let dies, I think I die. So, I'm gonna protect the shit out of her. Of course, she's the one that gets to go first. Oh, well, at least Belor is coming right at me. I'm just going to focus him down and hope for the best. What the fuck was that? Are you kidding me right now? Okay, I only get like one shot here, right? Isn't that how it works? Do I have to literally kill everything else, I wonder? I'm down 2 people already, so... Nah, I think I have to actually kill everybody. Keep the archers safe, like you can do anything. It's over. Game over. So, I guess I didn't understand, like, do I have to kill everybody? I guess I do, right? Oh, I hate so much that I have to have this girl in my group. Alright, well, let's try it again. I guess, so, I'm pretty sure everybody does have to die, so let's just try to kill everybody. So, we'll keep him there, we'll move her up. Alright, let's give it a go. Probably a bad move. One down. 6 more to go. What does Min do? Does it, like... Restores an ally's armor. Okay, that's not useful. Both of them. I'm gonna keep Alette the fuck away until everything's down. Alright, one more down. Oh, he bellows. Get it? Dude. Alright. Oh, that's how you get the silver arrow. Okay. Oh, I probably could have beat him last time then. I guess I just didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing. Let's try to break his armor down then. there goes his armor. And silver arrow. Okay, we got the silver arrow. Uh-oh. Let's fucked. Shit. Cool. It's just starting out doing that. That's great. Fuck. Alright, now he's coming forward. Not looking good. Okay, I know what to do now, so hopefully I can actually do it this time. This last fight's tough. This last one's tough. Okay, let's hope for the best. Try again. We're just gonna try to go straight for the guy, though. And he's trying to make it easy for me, which is nice. Crap. She's not close enough. Hey, Zephiel. Oh, geez. Sorry, man. I didn't see your message. I'm totally intensely on this. This is the last boss fight. And I'm not doing a very good job. I've died on it twice. And the thing is, a lot of it's just fucking RNG, man. It's all about where these guys all move. Unfortunately. I think my guys are all gonna die here, too. There we go. Let's see if that'll work. Silver arrow. Boom. So, part 2. Oh, he is not a happy dude over that. Alright, we gotta go balls deep here. We gotta really push to, like, just get him down. That's some bullshit. I can't even get close enough to hit him. And he took out, like, my main guy. Oh my god, he got a... Oh no, that's a different guy. I was about to be pissed. Oh god, please let me get one more turn. Does that do it? Or do I have to beat all of these guys? I like the music getting more intense as his life goes down, too. That was pretty cool. Alette, no, not her. Where are the Minders? Rook, she's beyond their help. Stand up. You're only barely aware of the surrounding chaos as Dredge flee from Varl warriors who push their advantage. Bellower is dead. You are not. We must go. Let me carry Alette to Borsgard. We'll honor her properly. Alette died. His daughter died, though. That's sad. Juno was right. With Bellower following, the Dredge flee the field of battle. You return to Borsgard, but have almost no memory of doing so, aside from the image of Alette's still body being carried in Ivor's arms. So, we should have time we need to finish the ships. I think you're right. The Dredge don't seem interested in us anymore. Since Bellower fell, they've been going their own way. The ravens have been keeping the docks clear. Juno's talking to them about something new. When those long ships are ready, we'll be able to sail all the way to Aberang. With luck, before the darkness shows up here. How far south has it spread? Couldn't say, hopefully not far. We'll get the prince back to his home, and Akan has already decided to come with us. There's not much else to go back to. The two look up as you approach. Rook, it's time. Soon we'll ready to leave Borsgard. Find somewhere safe. One ship is done already. At the docks, I had it prepared for Let. I'm not ready to see this. Come, Rook, it's time to honor your daughter. That was a great game. That was a really good game. I like the fighting, and I like the tactics style of it. I like the story. I like that the like choices I made had consequences. I do kind of wonder at the end, because I got to choose that Alette got to use the silver arrow. I wonder if I had kept it with Rook, if he would have died instead, and the ending would have been different. But all in all, that was really a solid, fun game. I want to listen to the soundtrack, though. The soundtrack comes with the game, and I want to listen to that maybe today. Because I didn't pay as much attention to the music. I mean, it's great music. But I've been talking over it like this constantly. I like that they list out all the instrumentalists here. People, instrumentalist? It is instrumentalist, right? Oh well, anyway. You know, I'm not jumping right into part 2. That's not like the next game I was gonna play. But maybe I should. I enjoyed that story. I want to see what happens next. I was a little bit worried I wouldn't be able to get through it. Like I thought that, you know, the choices I made might just screw me and I might get stuck just like soft locked because I screwed up. I don't know. Having played through it now, I think it's pretty hard to like just completely lose the game. That's some solid music, man. This one's been in my Steam library for how long ago did this come out? Like that's how long it's been. This came out in 2014. It's been in my Steam library for about 6 years, I think. Music has stopped, by the way. That's all of the people who back this, I think, on Kickstarter, right? Isn't that what it said? We're just in the A's, too. Just in the A's. Let's just scroll past all of this. It's cool that you can fast forward the credits, too. Look at all of those names, man. Maybe they did that so people could see their own name in the credits. Alright, I think that's the end, guys. Alright, we beat normal difficulty. That was normal. I can't imagine doing that on a harder mode. I guess maybe if you know how to play the game. Oh, let's just go right into Banner Saga 2. Which I do have. Alright. Well, guys, I think that's going to call it. We're going to call it right there. That was Banner Saga, the Banner Saga, which was a great game. Let's see who's streaming, and maybe we can get a raid over to someone this morning. Let's see. Let's see if anybody's playing Banner Saga 2. Doesn't look like it. I think I'm the only person playing this game, aren't I? Yeah. Is anybody playing the third one? You know, I always try to stream or raid to people playing the same games, but lately nobody's been playing the games I'm playing. All right, let's go to... Let's see if somebody's playing... Here we go. We're going to go over to... oh, this fucking name. We're going to go over to Stubbly Beaver. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it. We're going to go to this guy. I think it's a guy. It could be a woman. I can't tell from the image. Playing Final Fantasy II. I'm a big fan of the Pixel Edition of Final Fantasy II. Just came out a couple weeks ago. By the way, small side note, Final Fantasy IV. I've beat on stream before. I heard the Pixel Edition may come out this week. So if that's the case, we'll be playing Final Fantasy IV again later this week because I want to play the Pixel Edition. Have a great day, guys. I will see you again tomorrow with something. And I hope everyone has a great day. Talk to you later. Be nice to Stubbly Beaver.